One of the early stories, Caitlin Clark still without a three. She was held without one in their last game against Atlanta, breaking a 140-game streak. Whole corner three, and how about that start for the Fever?
If you can make New York take it out of the net, you have a better chance in the quarter court, but you've got to protect inside out.
Cuts the lead to 6. And now you're starting to see some of that physicality on display. Ionescu stops on a dime and hits the floater.
I mean, she is so good and very challenging to defend, but you have to take something away, and you can't let her spot up.
Mitchell for the triple, and that is going to be out of bounds on the catch on the sideline. We've seen that snake bite a lot of players.
You don't see many players step out of bounds anymore. They've all worked on it so much.
It's interesting with Sabrina, when we were talking to her about what she works on in the offseason, she acknowledged that teams are going to force her into the paint, and she really has done a better job of finishing. Doesn't get it to go that time, but has been solid throughout this game.
You see, that's the way you defend her. Lexi Hull, long closeout, make her put it on the floor.
Clark over Burke. That's going to be long, and Stewart with the rebound. So Clark now 0 for 6 from 3.
Yeah, there's a recalibration that's getting ready to take place.
And then Jones fouled as she was going to the cup. And Tiffany, Caitlin,
you know, in their game against Atlanta, that they had a deep bench. They were able to be versatile and find other ways to score, even though they were missing that part of Caitlin's game. But she said it's a fine line. We need Caitlin hitting threes, and we know teams are going to gang up on her. So in those times, the message to Caitlin is to let us help you and work to get in position.
So space, screen, angles, timing, all of that important, but you're not going to change the way you're going to defend Caitlin Clark, because she sees a big basket, she can rattle off a couple in a row.
Yeah, can correct itself at any time. She's got the 8 assists, 7 points. Mitchell this time turning the corner, fends off the defender. What a finish for Kelsey Mitchell. And then Hall just melts on the screen. Jonquel Jones setting a solid one. And then Jones, her three is short. Clark will retreat the dribble this time, resets it with Boston. Howard, who had a very quiet first half because of foul trouble, double teamed, and that's going to be a foul against the Liberty. With one hand able to catch, bring it in, and go right back up. Boston now with 19 points. She's 9 of 10 from the field. Jones back-to-back threes, no good. Here comes the break. Fever moving. Clark nearly lost it. Oh, the pump fake, left-hand drive, fading away, off target. A battle down low, Howard gets tangled up. Hopping up this Indiana defense, and that's gonna be batted. It's a foot race, Cloud sprints ahead, and an easy lane, so a heads-up play on the jump ball. You wonder, too, with Howard's presence, as another backdoor cut is good. Oh, slicing through the D.
That 90-degree cut on the baseline. Lexi Hull so good at it. And Natasha Howard does a really good job of dribbling right at Hull's defense.
Burke whips it past to Jones, pats it over to Stewart. They go around the horn, but can't complete the three. Mitchell up ahead, bounce pass just outside the reach of this. Leonie Febish is questionable with a left shin injury, the typical starter. We haven't seen her since midway through the second quarter. Ionescu tied up, but a foul call.
And you have to make sure you guard the player in front of you. It's really important to keep him in front.
Sabrina directing traffic. Stewart, pump fake, puts it on the deck. 1-2 step with the left and a whistle against Howard. That'll... Clark, Boston, Howard, Mitchell, and Hole on the floor for the Fever. Cloud, Jones, Burke, Stewart, and Ionescu. Boston taking her time, kicks it back out to Hole. Stop it, pop it, hits the midi.
Really good job staying active on the weak side, cutting and moving, keeping the weak side defense occupied, and then just a nice turnaround jump shot by Hull.
How about the game for Lexi Hull? Gets the start this afternoon, 14 points, 6 of 8 from the field, and a monster collision. Jones tough defensive plays, it's hustle plays, it's finishes at the cup from other players, and talks about the supporting cast around Caitlin Clark this year that she doesn't have to shoulder the whole load. Boston, the floater, popcorns in. We've got a 2-point game.
I mean, that is the best action, and it delivers. Caitlin's vision and her timing on the delivery, Aaliyah Boston, her ability to catch.
New York led by as many as 15 in this game as Cloud skates to the cup for a much-needed 2.
She has the best plus-minus on the team for New York. At halftime, she was plus 16.
As we mentioned, just a seamless fit for the culture and court fit for the Liberty. And then this time,
I do think Indiana's picked up their energy on the defensive end.
6 to shoot. Cloud up top. Boston defending. Cloud trying to get to the back. Poked away by Mitchell. Mitchell racing ahead, gets right by Stewart. And Indiana creeps close.
This is where New York's championship pedigree can come in. Can they handle the adversity right now? This crowd is in it.
And a foul against Bonner. Where is the counter punch from the Liberty? Stewart trying to go baseline, 6 to shoot. Burke trying to get open. Stewart to Jones, carves out some real estate, can't get it. But an offensive rebound for New York. They'll reset. Jones again down low. This time just whipped down by Sabrina. Sheds her. Oh, a little witchcraft from Ionescu as she gets to the cup.
That's where that fitness and extra strength comes into play. Can handle that contact.
Clark has been 0 for her last 11 from 3 as she dishes it off. This time Mitchell trying to fight through the contact. Clark left open. Is this the one? No. Off the heel. Bonner volleyballs it free. Here's Hull, the drive. It opens up. Hull right to the cup and draws the foul. Los Angeles at Las Vegas. For more on these games, please go to WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app. First free throw off target for Lexi out and let them play at different times on the floor.
Well, and they're good together also. They definitely bring a defensive punch. And, you know, right now Indiana's picking up again, full court pressure. I think New York needs to get Stewie going.
Johannes, step back triple, rainbow 3, no good. Jones chases it down. Hull forced to the backcourt. Ionescu no good on her long attempt. Clark with the rebound as she pushes it. Hull trying to spot up, kicks it into Boston. Boston back to Hull. Hull, tough shot. Jones reclaims the board. And now Burke will handle the show, and Burke going to dribble it off her leg.
It's over with.
The gravity is always present with her, and you've talked about how defenses have to stretch so far down the court. Here's Mitchell, sets her feet. Mitchell raising the 3, and we've got a tie ball game. Burke cutting. And a foul. Well, live CBS Monday, watch the American Music. Burke misses the second. Bonner with the rebound. 1 point, New York advantage. Clark sees 2 defenders, spin dribble, draws 3, loses the handle, turnover, New York back the other way. Sabrina spots Stewart, lines up a 3 off target. Batted a lot, bodies on the floor. Clark 1-on-3 trying to split the defense, goes into traffic and reverses it off the glass. Stewart driving and picks up the foul, but you mentioned New York handling this crowd, their experience. How can they really just stabilize themselves right now? Because they're no longer shooting that 74% we saw them shooting early on. 0 for her last 12. We go back to January 13, 2022. That was 141 games ago when she was a sophomore at Iowa. She's never had 2 games in a row where she has not made a 3. Yet here we are, Indiana trailing by just 1.
To go back to your point about New York, I think they need to solidify their defense right here. Contest the shots and then move the ball on the offensive end.
Clark wants to clear out. Jones trying to keep up. Mitchell to Boston. Baseline Buddy bounces in, and the lead goes back to the Fever.
making the extra pass.
It's the 18th assist. Ionescu no good on the three, swatted out of bounds. Another shot, no pass shot, possessions for New York. Clark, step back three. Oh!